Now we pivot to the Commanders.
Okay.
And in the offseason, they went ahead and made Sam Howell their number one quarterback. And they also went out and got Eric Bieniemy from the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So your thoughts on the Commanders before we dive in?
Definitely worried about Ron Rivera. Showed some Joe Biden symptoms when he didn't even know that his team could have been eliminated from the playoffs in that game. That was really I'm not saying he is Joe Biden, but I'm saying like him not knowing that they
Wow.
could be eliminated is a massive gaffe on his part, and it's just embarrassing. And then the fact that he's like, I'm blaming Carson for this, and I think our issue's quarterback. And then when people say, oh, you said Carson's the issue, I come out here and defend Carson. So it's like a lot of inconsistencies, and I see him probably departing mid-season. The fact that they wouldn't fire him and just hire Eric Bieniemy as the head coach is just flat out dumb at this point. So I think this is the year owners come in, they're like, hey, we want a new team, and with that we want Caleb Williams. And I think their thought is Eric Bieniemy coach Patrick Mahomes. Caleb Williams comps himself with Mahomes, and he said he'll be a better version of Mahomes, quoting Caleb Williams there. So I think the owners really want to go in that direction, and then they want Bieniemy to take over as the head coach. But I just think the way you did it, just fire Rivera and hire Bieniemy, it's just dumb.
Well, we start the Commanders season. They get a little layup here. They start their season against the Cardinals.
Wow. They start in the season 1-0. They're on pace to be undefeated at this point.
Yeah. And then week 2, they go to Denver to take on Russell Wilson's led Broncos.
Oh, that's just a bad game. This is probably going to be like 13-9, but I'll go the Broncos.
And then staying with that, Sunday, week 3, going at home against the Bills.
That's a loss.
And then the Eagles, week 4.
Loss.
At Philly.
Yeah, that's a loss.
They have a tough stretch here. And then week 5, Thursday Night Football at home versus the Bears.
At home versus the Bears? Yeah, that's still a loss. I don't think this team is going to be very good. I know some people believe in Sam Howell. I just don't have any reason to.
Yeah, that's fair. And then we got week 6 at Atlanta.
I think Atlanta wins that game. We think Atlanta's going to be better than most people do next year, so I think the Falcons get some momentum going.
Luckily for them, though, week 7, they get a nice, easy game against the lowly Giants.
Oh, come on. The Giants suck. Of course they're going to beat the Giants.
So they are now 2-5. And then they go back to Philly in week 8.
Another loss.
And then week 9 against the Patriots.
Yeah, I still have to go with the Patriots in that game. You have to win some games here if you're the Pats.
Yeah. And then week 10 against the Seahawks.
Rough. Nope, not a win.
And then week 11, another nice little win for them against the Giants.
Pencil that in. 2 wins versus the Giants.
And then week 12 against the Cowboys.
Week 12 versus the Cowboys?
At Jerry World.
At Jerry World, I still think that's a loss. It's going to be a rough year for the Commanders. Definitely a reboot.
And then week 13, they have at home versus the Dolphins.
Another loss.
At this point, their season is in disarray, 3-10. Most likely, Ron Rivera's gone at this point. And then week 14, little bye week, takes a little bit of a break. Ooh, but then they got to go to SoFi to take on Stetson Bennett and the Rams.
Ooh, Stetson Bennett and the Rams. I'm not a part of the Stetson Bennett Discord hosted by you, the Stetson Bennett fan club, so I still have to go with the Commanders in this game.
So they're now 4-10. And then they, on Christmas Eve, go to MetLife Stadium to take on the Jets.
To take on the Jets? Yeah, that's a easy loss there.
And then New Year's Eve, they are at home against the 49ers.
Another loss. I think the 49ers will have someone besides Darnold playing, so yeah.
And then week 18 against the Cowboys to end it.
If the Cowboys have their seating set, I think the Cowboys, they're not going to win the division with how we have it, so I think they'll be resting their starters. Give me a Commanders win there.
Okay. So they finished 5-12.
I think that's fair. They're not like the worst bad team in the league, but I still think they can win some games. I definitely think they could be worse than 5-12 to be honest, but will they be in the Caleb Williams sweepstakes? Sadly, no.
Yeah, I think so. The way we have it now, we got the Eagles winning the division at 13-4. The Cowboys are second with 11-6. Then we have the Commanders at 5-12 and the Giants at 2-15. Overall thoughts on this? Giants at 2-15. Maybe they're not 2-15. Maybe they're 3-14. Sorry,
No, maybe they're 0-17
they're bad. I
though.
mean,
Yeah.
Daniel Jones is a horrible quarterback. Saquon, where is he? Is he going to stay with them or not?
Yeah.
Will he hold out? Will he demand a trade? Their weapons are terrible. And then for the Commanders, I think the Commanders anywhere between 4 and 6 wins. If they surpass 6 wins, I'll be surprised. If they win 7, for example, it's really like it's a lot of question marks. Is Sam Howell good? I don't know. Maybe. I mean, what can Eric Bieniemy take out of him? Will their offense be good? They have decent receivers. Their running backs. I don't know. Like Brian Robinson's okay, but it's not a team I'm overly optimistic about, but I'm not overly pessimistic because I feel like everyone kind of expects them to be right around here.
Yeah, and I think this is a franchise that wants to be bad and actually go out there and get their quarterback because you have Jalen Hurts in the division. You could argue Caleb Williams is probably more talented than him. You really, if you can go out there and suck for a year, you would put yourself past the Giants. Obviously, you're already past the Giants this year because the Giants are just terrible. And then you'd be able to pass the Cowboys because Dak will never not be mid.